Hi, good morning, and welcome to Cook for Fun TV. Today is Saturday, July 22nd, 2017, and the time is 9 a.m. in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and we're broadcasting to you live from the Greater Toronto Area of Ontario, Canada. Today's menu is Muhammara, which is a walnut and roasted red pepper spread, which hails from Syria and commonly eaten in Lebanon. And we're making another attempt to do keto sushi with no rice, where the encasing of the maki roll will be cucumber. And we're gonna fill it with eel, king oyster mushroom, avocado, and watercress. We also have some guests coming over. They may or may not appear on screen. My husband is meeting up with some friends to work on a potential startup idea. So we shall serve them some bubble tea, which is also a repeat from last week, but it was quite good and quite a nice welcome refreshment for the hard, studious group working on their startup. And the Muhammara spread will go nicely with some Triscuit crackers that we have and the ketone rolls. So let's get started. As you can see in the webcam, we have a couple of red peppers. I have them on low heat. I'm going to turn them up and move over to that screen. Give my hands a rinse. I spilled a bit of coffee on it. Okay. Great. And one thing is, today is not my regular schedule for casting. I usually stream on Sundays at 9 a.m. but figure that due to our guests coming over, we can do our stream today, so we can serve them the Muhammara dip and some of the ketone roll. Okay, so I have these red peppers here, and I have a couple of instructions. If you hit !recipe or look at the channel's main page, in the channel feed, I have posted links that are the recipes for today's food items. And for the roasted peppers, I'm going to roast them straight on the stove top. One of the links by the YouTuber Yellow Saffron. I'm going to bring the mic over just in case. It's a little bit weak from where I'm standing. Okay. So just bring the Yeti over. You can roast this on a pan. It takes approximately 20 minutes. I have it on, I'm going to put it on max. Basically, we're going to roast it so that the entire outer layer turns black. It turns black, okay? And that takes 20 minutes. We will have to turn it so that we get all sides getting roasted and turning black. Then I'm going to put each of these peppers, after they're black, straight into this plastic bag and seal it and let it stay sealed for another 20 minutes. And the peppers will continue roasting and softening it on its own, such that we can peel off the blackened roasted skin. So that's what we're going to do. So we have that on high, okay? And we're going to check on that. I'm going to have my timer on, I'm going to say 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes I'll check on it and give it a turn, just to stay safe. Good morning, Gunsmith. How are you? Hope you're doing well. It's very, very early where you are, so thanks for making that, making it to our show. It is, I believe, 6 a.m. in the Pacific Standard Time Zone. Yeah. So we've just brought ourselves over to the stove top, since our roasted pepper has to pretty much burn for 20 minutes. And I also have here the walnuts. So the key ingredients to this Muhammara spread are roast pepper, walnut, and then the rest are flavorings. Pomegranate molasses is a very distinct flavor that goes into the recipe. It is made from pomegranate juice that has been reduced to a syrup. So I actually bought the pomegranate molasses in a bottle form. Yeah. And I bought this in a supermarket in an area that is very Persian. Yep. In Toronto. So this is widely eaten in Iranian culture, Persian culture, pomegranate molasses. It's used in pheasantjan, which is a dish we've cooked a couple of times on this show due to viewers' requests and also family requests when we had a gathering, because it is so good, the combination of walnut and pomegranate, and we're certainly having that in today's recipe: walnut, pomegranate, molasses, and roasted pepper. So I'm very excited. Hey, Coffee Poo Poo, how's it going? It's been a while. Yeah. And I think you're in the same time zone as me in New York, so welcome. And we have these peppers on the stovetop. They take 20 minutes to blacken. When they blacken, we're gonna put them into plastic bags, seal them, and let them sit in the bag to continue heating up on its own for another 20 minutes. And that will allow the blackened skin to peel off easily. And then we'll use the softened flesh inside for, oh, I see that snap, crackle, pop going on. Okay, let's give that a turn. So we've got a couple of these black freckles. Ooh, okay, it's kind of, but that's, yeah, as long as I'm watching it, it's all right. Oh, okay, so you're not there right now. Okay, yeah. I think the last time we connected, I think it was actually New Year's Eve or sometime around then, and I was making pierogies. I was making pierogies using Asian dumpling wrappers, and you were on your way to dim sum after the show. It was back in the days when I had fewer viewers. I had just started my stream December 11th, and I knew everyone very, very well. So I remember, and yeah, that's great. You're going to New York City. I kind of wished, I don't know, I'm not too far from New York City, but it's still it's not cheap enough to go often for me. I'm in Toronto. We're still in the same time zone as you, New York City, and we're only a 45-minute flight. Whoa. But with, I just got oil behind the fridge when I did that. But for international flights, we have to arrive an hour and a half earlier, and hotels, it's pricey, so. Oh, it was pineapple fried rice. Okay, I remember that. That was quite fun. We turned our pineapple into a boat. We cut the shell, I think, in half, opened them up, scooped the flesh out. We created this boat with a sail on it using chopsticks. Okay, that was just a 5-minute timer. It's to make sure I don't fall asleep while these peppers are roasting. So yes, this is live. To answer your question, Holine Bling, how's it going? It's been a while, and I usually don't stream on Saturday, so today is a ad hoc show. The reason is that we have some guests coming over. My husband and some friends are getting together to work on their startup ideas, so thought that the Muhammara dip would be a nice, I guess, appetizer for them to try with some Triscuits. And we're attempting keto sushi again. What is that? So I've got, I guess it's not on the big screen, but I've got 2 large English cucumbers, and for our sushi roll, which are also known as maki, instead of having seaweed and rice as the encasing for the filling, the encasing will be a cucumber. So I'm actually going to use the cleaver to carefully straighten out or de-swirl the cucumber, which doesn't even make sense because it's not swirled in the first place. We're going to make an incision and cut it so that we're kind of unrolling it like a carpet, but I'm cutting it for the first time. So hopefully that goes well. And I tried this last week. It worked, but it didn't look so clean, my cut. And I thought, and a viewer told me a cleaver would have been a good choice of tool to unroll this cucumber blanket, because it's straight compared to other knives that have a point on it, more of a triangular shape. So I thought that's a really good idea. And the idea, I got the idea after I had finished, and I really want to try that again. And so what's with this ketones sushi idea? Well, I could talk to you better this way. What's with this keto sushi idea? Well, my husband, for about 3.5 weeks ago, started this new diet where it's called a ketone diet, or ketogenic diet. That's what it's called, ketogenic diet, where he can only consume 20 grams of carbs per day, pretty much cut down all sugar. So he replaces it with sugar substitutes like stevia or coconut sugar. And last week we made a California roll, and he can't eat that. So I looked up a recipe that could accommodate his diet, and so that's why we're doing ketone sushi. And it's been hard. I looked at the various viewer requests we had recently, and they all contain carbs. I thought, okay, I'll give this another try. But for the show, I will weave in more carbs. I'm not on this diet, and so I can definitely sample the carb, the carb friendly. I don't know if that's an expression, carb friendly. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Toronto's much nicer than New York. They're different. I think a lot of people would say that Chicago is a larger version of Toronto. Our financial center downtown takes up a smaller area. You can walk right through it in approximately half an hour from end to end. So in my sense of distance isn't very good. I'm going to guess that maybe a kilometer, 1 kilometer diameter, so a radius of 500 or 800 meters would be your area for downtown Toronto. Other than that, Toronto is mainly suburbs. We have various pockets of ethnic communities. We're pretty good in terms of diversity. We have a huge immigrant population. So I was mentioning that I bought this pomegranate molasses that we're using in the dip, the Muhammara dip. I bought that in Iranian, Persian area. It's actually dubbed Tehran. So the capital of Iran is Tehran, Tehran, and it's called Taranto. That's a nickname for that area because it's got a very strong Persian community there. So I bought my pomegranate molasses there. And where I'm living, which is Markham, a city just north of Toronto, the eastern part of Toronto, it's pretty much Chinatown up here. We're within a 500-meter radius from where I'm living. There is 3 to 4 Chinese supermarkets, and I say Chinese because the store title is in Chinese, and the owners are Chinese. They aren't chains, and they're large size, supermarkets. But yeah, so it's very, very Chinese here. We've got Little Italy, Little India. We've got Caribbean communities, Italian. We're pretty diverse. Yeah, we've got Ethiopian. I've seen a Nepalese or Tibetan. Sorry, they're different. Yeah, Tibetan. Probably missing a few, but quite vibrant here. Brutal, yeah. So I'm just gonna step back to check on the roasted pepper. And I'm gonna switch the camera because we're gonna do our walnut as well. Yeah, I mean, flying international requires long waits. Okay. We have this on high. And I'm not worried about burning these because that's the whole purpose. We're trying to burn our woo. That's great. So we want that. We want it burnt like that. And if you hit exclamation mark recipe, I have a YouTube video that I posted by from the channel Yellow Saffron, and the lady in that channel does it this way. She burns the pepper. And on this other stove right here, I'm going to start roasting the walnut. Yeah. Okay. So turn this to medium high. And so this is actually my first time roasting red pepper. I've eaten it in restaurants, and I've always had it with the skin on. So I'm very interested in this technique to peel the skin off. We're roasting it, but it's the flesh inside that we are going to be consuming. And another skinless fruit, I guess, or food, I guess this is vegetable. It's actually a fruit, I think. Red pepper, I believe, is a fruit because the seeds are enclosed, according to science class in elementary school. When the seeds are enclosed, it's a fruit, but that's what I believe. So our cucumber. Last week we made a keto a sushi as well, and today's just a part 2 and a second attempt to hopefully improve that process. And that involved a peeling, which reminds me to get out the vegetable peeler. Peeling the cucumber, and when we peeled the cucumber, I really like the taste of the cucumber without the skin. I like skin too. I'm a fan of leaving the skin on because under the skin, or the epidural layer of your, I'm looking for the scissors. They were here because I just washed them. That's all right. I'm opening this up without the scissors. Under the epidural layer or skin of your fruits or vegetables, that's where most of the nutrients are contained. Yeah, I should be using something other than my hands, but the stump isn't hot, but it's kind of hot here. Yeah, I'll turn the fan. If it gets a little loud, let me know. Yeah. Okay. I have this on medium high heat. This is for the walnut. Okay. So I quite like the taste of peeled cucumber, but it is unfortunate to waste all the nutrients under the skin. And I think the same thing too for the red pepper. And If any of you have ever tried peeled grapes, those are really, really delicious. Peeled grapes. No skins on them, just the fruit. Wow. So, yeah, I had forgotten how good some of these legumes and fruits could taste without the peel. Yeah. So how's the weather where each of you are tuning in from? In Toronto, it's been really nice all week. It's been very summery. It's been hot. We've gotten periods of rain in between, but those would only last for an hour or two, and then the sun would come out and everything would dry up. Woohoo! So we're getting some nice roasting going on. I believe the other stove is ready for the walnut, so I'm gonna put that in. It might sizzle. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm just getting a bit worried. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And can you refresh my memory? Line Bling, what country are you tuning in from? I do have it in my notes, but it's been a while. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, Texas. Great. So it's definitely warmer than in general than Toronto in Canada. And up here we're known as the Great White North. So has any of you ever tried this dip called Muhammara? Yeah. So one of our viewers, Angry Pop-Up Pug, his day off is Sunday, so I think he can't join today. My show's usually on Sunday, but highly recommended this dish. He is a chef, an actual chef, tenured. For 10 years, he worked as a pastry chef. Ooh, it's browning for sure. So just lower that, and I can definitely smell that. If you can see that, there are some pieces that have blackened, so we're definitely going to have a very roasty tasting dip. And I'm actually going to turn that off. I think we're going to get enough roasted flavor from the burnt sides. Yeah. Just let it sort of sit there. Yeah, so our viewer, Angry Papa Pug, said that this Muhammara roasted pepper dip is probably the best thing he's ever had in his life. So coming from a chef who's probably tried a number of recipes, I was very intrigued, and I like to try recipes that I've never tried before, and especially cook foods from other cultures too, and just learn something new. It's a recipe from Syria, but it's widely eaten in Lebanon. Yeah, so we're almost there. I'll just sort of let it, give it some more blackening. Yeah. So this is my first time roasting pepper. It's quite interesting, the technique. And then if you're newly tuned in, after it's been on for say another 5 minutes, so in total it takes approximately 20 minutes to roast all sides of it. I'm going to put them in these plastic bags, seal them up, and let them cook or heat on its own inside the bags for another 20 minutes. So these are quite roasted. Okay, so I'm going to remove this from the heat, very roasted, and just put them. Okay, so I'll get a plate for this. I didn't mean to I didn't mean to burn these, so they're half burnt. Okay, all right. Let them just sort of cool off there, or maybe up here because I wonder if I'm just like letting it cool off before putting it away. Okay, give these another turn. It's interesting. I don't have to worry about overcooking these because the purpose of doing this is to overcook them. So I just don't want to start a fire, that's all. Yeah, so overcooking, here we go. And I'll do the bottom too. What I'll actually do is cut off the stumps so that I could also roast the tops. I'll just use a knife. Yeah. Use my handy cleaver. Hot, hot, hot. So I want to need scissors, something a bit easier. These aren't exactly my shearing scissors. My kitchen scissors disappeared. But okay. Yeah. Okay. So now I could roast the tops. Oh yeah, so we've got the bottom roasted too. Yeah, so another way too is there are different methods of roasting your pepper. I would say oven roasting is the top method. And then another method is doing it over a gas stove. kind of like barbecue style, or like toasting marshmallows over a gas stove. And Gunsmith just mentioned using a propane torch. Yeah. So I don't have a gas stove. I don't have a propane torch, and I didn't want to put 2 little red peppers in a big oven. Seemed a little bit wasteful, or in terms of to do that. When I use the oven, I like to have at least a entire baking pan full of food, or even try to fill all racks, just to make good use of all of that heat and electricity. We're quite budget conscious in this kitchen. But yeah, it's really good to know the alternatives. And I was thinking, how can I find another way? Because the most common way to roast is, using gas or oven. I thought, is there a way to do it over the stove top in a pan? And I looked it up, and I was pleased to find a tutorial on YouTube. And I don't know if you can see that, but I'm getting wrinkling, so that means the peel is going to come off quite nicely. And it's actually soft. It's actually soft. It's not 100% soft, but I'll keep working at it. That will just, and I can see the blistering going on. I'm gonna, turn it. So that's good. Kind of fun. Hey, username, how's it going? Okay, gunsmith season at restaurant. Small hand torches. Yeah. Interesting. I think hand torches are used too for making a dessert called creme brulee. And we bought one for my mother-in-law. I don't know if they've used it, so we'll get some feedback on how it's like to use it at home. I think the ones you buy at home might be different from restaurant, not sure, but the restaurant tends to have industrial kitchen equipment that is heavy duty, pricier. So try to keep it easy in a home kitchen. So username, we are attempting the Keto Sushi again that we made last week, and I really liked your advice of using a cleaver for the cucumber. So this time around, I bought 2 cucumbers, but the largest ones that I could find, because the larger the cucumber it is, the more, I guess, cucumber flesh we have to work with, so that we can cut it thicker, less likely to break. So yeah, I thought let's try making it again. I normally don't repeat things 2 streams in a row, but I was quite fascinated with that idea and thought, let's get it right this time. Yeah. So we're getting some nice blistering, and can I pick this up a little bit? Well, I can't pick it up. It's a little big for the chopsticks, but I'm getting some nice blistering going on with the skin there. So if you're newly tuned in, we're making Muhammara, which is a Syrian walnut roasted pepper spread, and we're roasting the peppers on the stove top. It's been on for actually half an hour, 20 minutes. It's actually done now, but I think that for good measure, I want to just keep blistering it so the skin comes off nice and easily. Yeah, it's probably done. Okay, I'll turn off the heat and turn off the fan so you can probably hear me better with the fan off. And so now, ooh, it's so quiet. I'm gonna put 1 pepper in 1 bag, and just let it sit there. Oh, the other stove top the other burner was on, so I shouldn't put the plastic. This is a plastic bag. In the YouTube video I saw, if you hit !recipe, or Wholeline did it earlier, if you can still see that link in the chat. The YouTube video by Yellow Saffron shows a lady putting it in a Ziploc bag. So like a relatively strong bag. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna get gloves. Then I can just hold it a little bit easier. So my oven mitts. They look like garden gloves, but they're oven mitts. It's one of those funny things that we have in the kitchen. Inherited them. My husband picked them up. Never seen gloves like this, so I'm just gonna stick these in. Okay, and I'm going to seal it. And I've got a rubber band. And you can see the bag is steaming up. So it will continue heating up in the bag. And I'm just going to, is it hot back here? Just put it aside, back here. Okay, then I'm gonna do the next one. And that's just gonna stay heating in its own heat for approximately 20 minutes. And I'll catch up on the chat. And I'm also gonna move the camera to the front. We don't need the cameras at the back anymore, or at the stove area. I just thought it'd be fun to show a close-up of the roasted peppers, burning them or blackening them. It's actually kind of fun to do that. This is like one of the few times you're allowed to burn something in the kitchen. Yeah, so, okay, I'm just sealing them up. And I want to show you what bags these are. It's really peculiar to Canada. These are milk bags. So our milk in Canada is our staple milk is are in bags, and we buy the pitcher. It's the most economical way to buy milk in Canada. And I want to show you something else. I've showed this a few times, and it comes like this. 3 bags in a bag. So inside this bag, there's 3 of those bags, and together that makes, oh, it's actually leaking. That's not good. Uh-oh. Okay, let me get that in a bin. That's not good at all. One second. Oh, I bought leaking milk. That's not good. Okay, so I'll put that in a cauldron and put that back in the fridge. Gotta make room. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to switch the camera over. Yeah. The horizontal movement username. Okay. So you're on and you're going to watch as we do this. And we can actually do that now because the walnuts and the roasted peppers have to process on its own. The walnuts have to cool down. And the roasted pepper has to continue heating in the bags. And I'm actually going to move the camera. Yeah. So that you can have an aerial view of the cutting board area. Let's shift this over. And I'm just gonna webcam off. Okay. Let me just catch up. I hope it works too. I didn't sharpen my knife, my cleaver. My dad usually does that. We have a stone. We have a sharpening stone. He always gets it really nice and sharp. He's shown me the technique, and I've offered for him to be a guest streamer to show viewers how he does it. Oh, black and bell peppers are so good. Okay, I'm excited. I've had it at restaurants, but never done it myself. And I think the freshness will definitely come out. And you know what? I didn't mean to roast it all. I wanted to save a couple of slivers for the sushi. Well, we'll make do with something red. I'll use a bit of imitation crab meat, which has a bit of red on it. But I wanted some red to break up the green in the cucumber roll. Astronaut gloves. Yeah, those are oven mitts that, to me, they resemble gardening mitts with a bit of silicone on the palm side. And every time I ask my husband to pass them, I say, can you, or if he's getting something from the oven, I'll remind him, oh, get your gardening mitts, because he might try to just use a little towel, and I think it's not, I don't want him to get hurt. Hey, Pilot, how's it going? Yeah, thanks for returning to our show. Yeah. I remember you from last Sunday so we're actually attempting, so as a returning viewer, you're seeing the same thing again. You're seeing the ketone sushi part 2. I normally don't repeat recipes, but I was so intrigued by username's technique of using a cleaver to straighten out. So I guess this is it. We're going to try it. Oh, move the mic to the front. Okay. Sorry about that. And thanks for the feedback. Yes. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. So, we actually have 2 cucumbers. So, okay. I'm going to start by getting sections that look straight as possible. So I'll firstly cut off the ends because we want our blade to be as parallel to the cucumber as possible, so that when we're straightening out this cucumber roll or carpet, or we're unrolling the cucumber carpet, it will come out straight. So we've got a bit of an angle there and a bit of an angle there. It's not, if I go right in the center, it's not straight, like it's like a little bit concaved upwards. So we're gonna cut it in half so we can work on each diagonal, and we're gonna cut the head and the tail off, or the ends. Yeah, I don't know, that's bad. The milk isn't supposed to drip. They're very durable bags. So, but when I brought it home, it wasn't. So maybe it was just the condensation around it, and I don't know, some traces of milk from another bag. I hope that's the case, because I did have it in the fridge overnight and it didn't do that. So if it was overnight, a lot more would have leaked by now, and it was in the car. Yeah, not a good example to show to viewers what Canadian milk bags are like. They usually don't have any leakage like that, but I'm quite proud of these durable milk bags that I reuse for cooking purposes and for storage purposes. I learned it when I went camping when I was 12, and the camp counselor had us pack our own sandwiches for our trip. And the kitchens, they said that the kitchen reuses the milk bags for that purpose because they go through lots of milk as a camp kitchen. And so, yeah, and my brother thought that's a pretty cool idea too. rather than throwing them out, they're heavy duty bags. Okay, you're right. I could use the black and red peppers in the sushi. It would be delicious. The heat brings out the sweetness of the pepper. So yeah, another thing that's really, really good sweetened is pineapple, roasted pineapple too. Yeah. Okay, so let's get the ends off. I'm a little nervous about this. So actually, I'm gonna cut in half because I want to see how this how the parallel will work. Yeah. So about 2 centimeters from the end, that's where I'll cut off. That's where we don't really have anything parallel there. Cut that off, and we'll save these. These will go on crackers. Yeah. Same thing with this. Sort of see my most parallel. So there's a little gap between the top of my cleaver there. So where it's sort of like there, I'm gonna cut that off. Okay, I'm a little nervous. Nervous. Have a sip of coffee first. Okay. So I'm going to firstly cut down and sort of try to, and then I think the technique is to cut it horizontal. Yeah, that's what, oh my gosh, okay. Please work. So I have to start with an incision. Okay, and I can see, okay, and the thickness is going, forgot, have to peel the skin off. Peel the skin off first, okay. And I mentioned it's too bad I'm doing this because all the nutrients are under the epidermal layer of your fruits and vegetables. So I'm actually forfeiting a lot of nutrients. It's not like the rest of the cucumber doesn't have any. It's just, yes, we learned this in science in elementary school. Yeah, so, and it tastes good without the skin. I don't mind the skin, but it's especially good when you are just eating the flesh of the cucumber. Maybe for the other piece, I'm going to have some lines going on, some green lines, just for decoration. For this one, we're gonna get all the dark green off. Thank you for your vote of confidence, username. Oh gosh, whole line. I'm keeping you in suspense by purposely telling you I have to stop and take off the skin because I don't want to have any breakage while live. For the most part though, I've learned to become pretty comfortable streaming and making mistakes and just sort of laughing at myself. So use the skin in other parts of the sushi, let nothing go to waste. Okay. I mean, I can actually roll it right into the sushi so that in the middle, the filling has a bit of a crunch in it, because usually the filling in sushi, apart from cucumber rolls, are soft. Like if you have like salmon sushi or California roll, it's the avocado, the crab, they're all soft. Like it's usually meat. So yeah, okay, so I'll put it in the inside. But I'm wondering, can I turn these into like knots? Oh, you've used in your pesto, like little knots, and then serve them as appetizer. Oh, little knots, and then I could stick something in the middle, like maybe an avocado wedge, although that's pretty soft. Maybe a bit of mushroom. So we've got a couple of king oyster mushrooms here. Some of the stump. I can get some stump. I can julienne some stumps and tie them and put them in here. So I think I'll do that. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, and they're quite nice, these little bow ties. Well, they're not bow ties. They're just knots. What other things can I? So if I use this other one and I strip a longer piece of peel, I can probably tie like an actual bow. So with these half pieces, I'll do knots. Yeah, and for my husband's friends that are coming over, those can be served on top of crackers. There you go. Loop. Okay, loop is fancier than knots. Yeah, that's true. Because knots aren't knots can be associated with like you've got tension like in your back when the massager says you've got a knot here, or you're combing your hair and there's a knot. It's not a positive thing to have anything tangled or to have any tension. So we'll use the word loop. Yeah, cut them into loops. Can't say I've ever worked with cucumber peel alone, so that's inspirational. And the same thing with putting it in pesto. And when you put it in pesto pie a la mode, do you simply dice them up and mix it in with your pine nut sauce? I guess you could, because the sauce is already green with all the basil that goes in it, and it just sort of becomes a part of that. Yeah. I've even heard about eating cooked cucumbers. So there's more you can do with cucumber than what people normally associate cucumber with. Often, a lot of when I buy cucumber, we eat a few slices in our sandwiches or salads, and then the rest goes to waste because it spoils pretty quickly. And now that we have this ketone sushi recipe, now it seems like there's a way we can use up the cucumber. Yeah, but that often happens. We throw a lot of cucumber, which isn't good. So now it's like, oh, we could use it to make sushi, or even just peel it and cut a large thick slices and put it on top of a cracker, or just eat it. It's quite tasty. Okay, yeah, you process with the basil, and that's great. Yeah, I've actually never made my own pesto, but outside we have a little herb garden that we started for the first time this year, and we've got 4 pesto plants, so we'll be able to make some pesto plants, basil plants. We'll be able to make pesto sauce with that. So I mentioned that Mr. Cook for Fun is on his ketogenic diet, and he can't have any carbs. So I found that substitute for pasta is zucchini pasta or zoodles or daikon pasta. Yeah, basically, these could be his pasta substitute. You use your peeler and you peel the zucchini to make the strips of pasta or the daikon. They even sell these spiralizers. You put your vegetable through there and it comes out like thin, pretty much like noodles in a spirally shape. Yeah, basil plants are great. I'm hoping that we can keep them throughout the year. It's pretty cold in the winter in Canada. Even if we have our heat on, it's not warm. It still gets cold every now and then. And so we're hoping we can keep our herb garden indoors in the winter. We didn't plant them in this outdoor soil. We have them in containers. We have our plants in containers and they're outside, just so that we can bring them in the winter. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, we're gonna start this. Okay, so this one is more angular than, so I'll have to work with a thicker piece because we've got like a larger side. It's not really, this is more, I guess, symmetrical. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, let's start with a hard one. That way, if anything happens, I could blame it on the shape of this half. Okay, I'll put this to the side. Make sure I have the room. Okay. So, I'll make my incision. Okay, let's make my incision. Okay, now that I made it, make it a bit deeper so that the cleaver's implanted. Okay, now I'm gonna go horizontal and I'm gonna unroll this carpet. I had said that previously. It'd be nice to have a mirror on the other side. Cause like when and I guess I'll press down really hard. Okay, cut. But I have to check on it. So I'm just cutting parallel to the cutting board. I'll check on it. Okay. I think we're good. I'll turn it a bit. And so I'm doing like maybe 2 to 3 millimeters at a time. Okay, so far it's okay. Okay, so on this side, for some reason, because it's not even, it's starting to thin out. So I'm gonna have to like move my cleaver higher so that, yeah, I don't know if I can show you. So you can see it's quite thin. And this side, it's like thicker. Yeah, you'll just have to sort of imagine that. Okay, so I'll have to move this blade back and adjust it so that the blade is a bit higher. How to do that? Okay, I'll move it up. Just adjust it. Okay, and keep going. Huh. Okay. Pull the cutting board to the edge so you have everything level. Okay. It's doing that because of your fingers and the handle, which are inclining your plate. This is getting really scientific. Okay. But I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay. Bring the cutting board closer to the edge of the table so you can have everything level. Okay. 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 Like a mirror would help. I don't even have one of those locker mirrors for school. Yeah. A mirror would help over here. Let me think if I have a mirror. I've got like a big mirror on the wall. Okay. I'll just have to like look. Yeah. Do I have any makeup mirrors? I guess so, in a compact. But they're really small. And they're dirty. I would have to stop and my stance. Now I'm self-conscious. I don't remember how I stood. Okay. You know what I could use? Maybe like a spoon. No, I'm trying to think. Okay, that's all right. My cell phone. I can use my cell phone. The cell phone, the camera function. There are mirror apps. Yeah, I don't have that, which I could download that easily. Okay, yeah, that's true. A tablet too. I have a tablet that isn't working well, but okay. Okay. So this might not be sturdy. So maybe this chili jar. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna block you a little bit when I do that. This is pretty funny. Okay, I can see. Okay. That's right. The selfie cam is a mirror. Okay. Got it. Okay. But you can't see. Oh, and I promised to move the... Okay, I'm going to keep you in suspense. I'm going to go and move the other camera over. It's just a way to stall. Okay. I got this. Thank you for your confidence, username. I got this. Okay. Ta-da. Wow, okay. Move the wire over. Okay. Turn the webcam back on. I was very... Okay. I was very intrigued. Yeah, when username... Okay. Oh, yeah. Like, I feel a lot more confident because I totally can see. Wow. Like, it's very awkward to have to move your head back and forth. So, yeah, I can go like that now because there's enough width to the camera so that I can see. Yeah, so that's good. This is pretty funny. And this is a hack that we came up with on Twitch. I didn't plan that I would use my selfie cam. So the part facing me is thinner. So I'm like sort of teetering to adjust it. Who's Anakin? Yeah. My pop culture isn't very good. See? It's actually unrolling. Okay. Okay. So I'm not worried about this edge now because I feel like my blade might be a little bit angled upwards, closer to the front of the cleaver. It's the back that, like, it's more converging inwards. So I have less cucumber to work with. As long as I'm sort of watching it so that I don't, and continuously rolling it to prevent it from cutting all the way off. And I am shifting it, moving it back and recutting it when I'm getting a bit too close to the very, very edge. I sort of shift the cleaver back and start a new cut a little bit higher so that I don't cut through. Who would have thought that a selfie cam would be used to act as a kitchen aid? We gotta be grateful for our technology. It sort of dates me. I guess if I were younger, I think I would have jumped to that conclusion earlier. I would have thought, oh, selfie cam. I wouldn't be thinking mirror, hand mirror. Like someone growing up in the technology age would have been like, your phone is a camera. So, yeah. It's actually working. Do you see that? Do you see this, like, that unrolling? I know I shouldn't, just roll the cucumber fat. Okay. Shouldn't pull the knife back. Okay. Yeah, just sort of like press down on the cucumber. That's true because it is it's not a rock. Like there is some flexibility to it. Like now that I'm working, getting closer to the middle, it is, hey, this is pretty good. But I shouldn't get too confident. And I can see clearly in the phone, but I'm reaching the seeds, and I gotta be careful and not cut too fast because I think any minute it will cut off because I do have to take the seeds right out so that we can fill it. Everyone's in the technology age. But I just never thought of a selfie. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like someone younger would have thought the selfie cam would have been very obvious. Okay, so I think we're there. Oh, and I did break it. So there you go. I didn't. Yeah. So there were seeds there, I guess. Seeds were starting to show, I guess. That's my excuse. So there we go. Cell phone with a forward-facing camera. Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're talking about me. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, we have our. So this is a cucumber. I'm going to take a picture of this for posterity because I never knew that cucumbers could turn into like something flat or like straight. I've never. Yeah. So I just straightened a cucumber. That is pretty cool. Wow, thank you for the, and I'm gonna include you in the photo too, so please smile at our cucumber. I feel like other things can be done with this cucumber besides rolling it back. I feel like this is a serving dish of some sort. And oh, thanks for the smiling username. Jeez. Thank you for the applause, Pie a la mode. Yeah. iPhone was the first front-facing camera. All right, so I can roll it back into shape because I don't think it's in its equilibrium position right now. I think it could break. It's pretty sturdy looking, but it's not in a natural position. So or I don't know. No, I kind of altered it. Like it doesn't actually roll back. Why? It doesn't roll back into shape. It's like, that is so weird. It doesn't roll back into shape. How is that possible? I would think it would want to go back into its natural shape, but that is very strange. What a mystery. It stays like this. Yeah, okay. Let's put this in another plate. Okay. So we can... 2003, so Sony Ericsson were the pioneers. So much to learn on this show. Another sip of coffee. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to put some water on, boil some water. And I'm boiling water because our guests are coming over for 11 and I want the bubbles in our bubble tea, which is sort of, it's not listed in the menu, but I decided, you can see my dishwashing gloves hanging because I like them to drip into the, they're coming at 11, so I want the bubbles ready by then, and we'll quickly make a tea, so that'll be their welcome drink. Okay. Toilet humor. All right. Toilet humor. Toilet humor is funny though. It's not a word, an expression I've used before, toilet humor, but I think I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. The next one. We actually have another one too. We'll see how we go. I think yeah, Cook for Fun gave me the eye. He approves because this is sort of inspired by him, the person on the ketogenic diet who can't eat rice. So we're accommodating because that's what we do in this kitchen. We accommodate people with needs. Okay, gotta set up that cam again. He walked away, but I will give him a thumbs up for you. Username gives you a thumbs up. Okay. All right, turn on the selfie cam again. It's my habit to turn it off. Okay. I wanted this in your view because it looks good. So maybe I'll put on that side. Because I'll need the chili oil jar to hold the selfie cam up. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. So we've got this curve going on here. That's going to create a bit of, tweaking. So I'm going to have to angle it. And never unlock the phone with... okay. Okay, thank you for that tip. It is pretty horrible. Okay. I'm grateful for your concern. Yeah, thank you. I wouldn't have known that. So I'll remember to turn it off before before turning off the display. Okay. Okay. Here we go again. So my incision will be at the 3 millimeter mark. Okay. Now turn it. Okay. And I get to press really hard. Okay. My cam, I need to, because it's angled, I sort of need to do that. Okay. Okay. So I've put the thinner side facing you and facing the camera. That's better because I don't have to worry as much on the wider side that's closer to me. I can assume that I'm going to have more cucumber flesh to work with on my side, so I can stare more at the cam. Ah, you're in the computer safety business. Okay, great. Yeah, we all pick up on different little things, and that's good because we come together to for the betterment. That could have came out better because the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Yes. I think I hear water boiling. No, it's not boiling yet. Okay. Okay. Press down. That is a good tip though. Press down and turn. Like. But I'm really wondering why that other cucumber carpet is not rolling back into its natural cucumber shape. Like I have distorted its equilibrium position. I'm very curious about that. Could it have been from all the pressing? It's possible. Okay, I know you don't get a good view. If this cleaver were made of glass, you could see more. So this carpet is actually thicker. It's 3 to 4 millimeters thick. Oh, okay. It's kind of fun. I'm pressing like so hard that I'm sweating, and I'm trying to hold it so steady so that nothing just slips and breaks. The cucumber. Hi, Robin J. How's it going? And welcome to Cook for Fun TV. And please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah, the flags to the sides of our screen represent countries that viewers have tuned in from since our channel started in December, and we are an international community. Yeah, so we've got Norway, US. Yeah, I think that's what I see so far. And I interrupted a very tense process, so I am unrolling a cucumber as if I were unrolling a carpet. I'm turning the cucumber into a carpet, and then I'm going to re-roll it with stuffing inside. So it was very intense. So I'm going to get back to this cucumber because there were some viewers that were watching with a lot of anticipation. Okay, am I covering you? Okay. So you can see I'm unrolling this carpet. Hi there, Chew Toy 2008, and welcome to our show. And please let us know what country you're tuning in from. And we're doing well here, having a good morning so far. We roasted some red peppers, burnt the skins really nicely, got them to blister so the flesh is nice and moist. And they're currently, I guess, simmering in its own heat in a sealed plastic bag. I can probably go faster, it's just I'm like nervous. I feel like some breakage is gonna happen because I'm so close to the seeds. I am actually right in the seeds, so the breakage is gonna happen any minute. Yep. Okay. Oh, you can't see. The camera's blocking you. Ah, okay. You're from Cali. One of our moderators in the room is also from California. So it is in your time zone. It's 7:17. Yeah, really early for you. Oh, okay, so got a bit of breakage, but that's where the seeds are, and that's bound to happen. I'll give you a close-up look. Ta-da! So those are seeds. You can see the seeds. Drip, 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 drip. Okay. 717. Okay, so. And what do you do with your seeds? So we had some good insight. The peels, we can tie them into loops, and we can tie them into loops, the peels, and stick some oyster mushroom stumps in between, and maybe like a dot of roasted red pepper. You know, we just need some red to create an accent to make it look nice. When food looks good, it tastes good. Like, it doesn't really taste different, but that's sort of the, you know, the way your senses work together. Like, they trick each other. So always make your food look good. Okay. I'm sending you a link here in a direct message. There's really a good method for unrolling cube that I found. Okay, I'll check that out. I hope I at least partially followed that. So the funny thing is that it doesn't roll back. Like it wants to. It's definitely not flat anymore. It wants to roll back, but it doesn't roll back all the way. And we actually need to roll it back all the way after we fill it. So that will be the next challenge. Okay. Shall we work on this cucumber or return to the Muhammara dip? I think I'm gonna keep on working on these now that we're on a roll. Or now that we're on an unroll. And I see that our water's boiling, so I'm going to just put our bubble tea bubbles in there. Yeah. And be right back. Be right back. I'm right here. So I'm gonna turn that to a simmer. It's gonna continue rolling and just, yeah, we have guests coming over at 11 and they're gonna have a welcome bubble tea drink. It's very easy to make. Yeah, bubble tea is, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's milk tea. It's a milk tea drink, a cold milk tea drink. I'm just gonna jab it there. It's a cold milk tea drink with sugar and these tapioca pearls. Okay, tapioca is the starch from a tree, I believe in Asia, and it kind of resembles, when it's cooked, it kind of resembles gummy bear. It's chewy, but it's flavorless. So it is soaked in sugar. Okay. Oh, don't start the second cucumber until you've seen the link. Okay. And we also have a dog here. He's the mascot for our show. His name is Winston. If you type Winston with a capital W, lowercase I-N-S-T-O-N, he'll show up in the chat. He looks like he wants to come in, so let me let him in the house. And if I can, I'll pick him up, but he doesn't always let me. So, oh, it's just right behind you, right behind the computer. Want to come in? Come in. Yeah, you can come in. Okay. Okay. He ran away. Okay. So Winston came back in. Yeah, he doesn't like it when I pick him up because it means I'm going to wash his paws, and he doesn't like that. We've gotten used to. Okay, so I have to see this video before. Okay, I'm going to firstly just put the bubbles in. Where's my scissors? Oh, they're right here. Okay. Okay. How do you use tapioca, Shoe Toy? Yeah, and which part of Southeast Asia do you hail from? Oh, there's no exclamation mark, so try it without the exclamation mark. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna toss these into the boiling water. I know the camera's covering you. Okay, so I just have the timer on for 20 minutes. Okay, so I have to watch this video before. Cool, Philippine Islands. I've been to Philippines 3 times. Been to Bohol and another place. I have to think of the name. For scuba diving. Yeah. Yeah, it'll come to me. It'll come to me in a sec. Okay. So I have to watch this video, okay? I'm going to my chat and see if it will show it because there's like a funny delay when. Okay, I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to use I'm gonna have to view it on this, on here, because chat is limited. Like, it doesn't show enough of the chat history. So, okay. So I'm going to attempt this cucumber unrolling differently. I'm very excited though that I didn't break it. Okay. Excited though that you hear the feedback. I better pause it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, not pause it. Mute the volume. Okay. Okay. So. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm watching the video. Okay, so the chef is cutting off each end. It's a very thin cucumber too. Wow. Okay, and the chef didn't even peel the skin vertically. And the chef is now... Oh, okay. The chef actually isn't working with the entire length of the cucumber. The chef cut off like a good 40% of the cucumber that isn't straight. So I think the chef cut off maybe this part, like the part that is, and then kept the straight part on. And the chef is slicing the part that was cut off into these diagonal slices. And the chef's knife is very, very sharp. It's much sharper than mine. I can feel it. And it's not even a cleaver. It's a more standard triangular knife. It's a Japanese knife, I believe. We have one too. It's just I feel more confident with the cleaver because it's straight. And I know you can't see what I'm seeing. I don't know if there's a way to actually put it on your screen. There probably is a way to do that. Oh, I know. I can have this camera facing so you can see that I'm watching. But it's not, I can't zoom with a webcam. And I can't see the chat because the YouTube video is blocking that. Okay. Oh, I missed it. I have to rewind because I was talking and I turned my head. Oh my gosh. So, okay. Wow. I don't know if I can pull that off. Okay. I think I've seen enough. Okay. Because I'm keeping you waiting. So let me go back to the chat box. Oh, where'd it go? My chat box. Let's see. Okay. Chat box. Uh-oh. Where did the chat box go? Okay, I'll just launch it again. All right. Oh. When I put it up, when I pulled up the chat box, I saw your chat and then it refreshed and it turned all black. So I'm missing some of your chat. Let's see if I can. I saw your chat and then it refreshed and it turned all black. So I'm missing some of your chat. Let's see. Okay, fresh chat. Yeah. So that's the first line I see. Fresh chat by username. You linked the wrong thing, really? Okay. That wasn't the right video? Yeah, so that's the first one I see, fresh chat. Oh no! So we have to watch that one. Okay. You linked the wrong thing, really? That wasn't the right video? Okay. Okay. Oh no! So we have to watch that one. Okay. Okay, I'm opening Twitch. Oh, I can see it in the Twitch page. Hi, Zazali. How are you doing? And welcome to, and sorry, I've got some feedback going on, so let me mute that. Hi, Zazali. Oh, how are you doing? And welcome to, and sorry, I've got some feedback going on, so let me mute that. Uh-oh. Okay, let me mute this one. It's already muted, but why? I must have another tab open that I'm not aware of. Okay, hang on. I think it's open here. Mute this one. Okay. Good. Okay, so we're opening up YouTube again. Okay, so the second link. Okay, so I'm gonna paste that. I'll just click it. Okay. Okay. Ah, oh, there's two sticks. And the chef doesn't take off the skin first. Okay, and he's showing the rolling motion. I can't zoom to show you. Put equal pressure on both ends of the cucumber. Otherwise, you will get banana-shaped peels, not straight ones. Okay. So what I see is just like a, wow. Okay. So let me explain. So what we saw in that video, and I can go back to the chat box. Where did it go? The chat box just like comes and goes. Okay, so where did it go? Streamlab. Launch. Okay. Okay. So what we see is, hang on, I don't want to fall behind. All right. And I see that, oh, sorry. Where'd it go? Okay, launch the chat box. Okay. So the chef worked with only around 3.5 to 4 inches of cucumber section. It didn't peel the skin off and used a Japanese knife. I think any knife, any really sharp knife works. And press down on each end of the cucumber to sort of force it straight and just roll it fast. Hi, Gaily Gal, how's it going? Thank you so much for the cheer. Am I going to try that? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, they're actually curling back, so they are returning to its equilibrium position. So that's cool. So time does heal. Okay. All right. And thanks so much for the cheer. That's pretty cute. And it shows up on the screen too. So we've got another cucumber going. Oh, let me move this camera back, this webcam back to the cutting board. Down a bit. Okay. I can't go lower. Yeah, it's an actual tripod. I used to use a jar. That would make it a little bit lower. Can't zoom either, so. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna give this a rinse. Yeah. Okay. And pat it dry. Okay. Oh, thanks, Chew Toy. Yeah. I don't heavily promote like subs, and I do this for fun. I feel like because I only stream once a week, I don't really try to commercialize. It's sort of organic the way we grow here. So yeah, everything is voluntary if people want to. Yeah, so yeah, I don't have the tickers for any of my goals or anything. Oh, thanks, True Toy. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. I really am glad. Yeah. And I have to think of that as a dive site place. It will come to mind, or I can look it up easily. Okay, so the chef in that video worked with smaller sections that were straight. Oh dear, okay. So this is definitely not straight, so I think we'll section it off into 3 sections where I can sort of forge like a straight section to unroll. Palo on, not palo on, okay, it's really, I'm gonna look it up really quickly. Okay. I think it starts with a P. I feel bad for not remembering because I've been there twice. That's okay. That's okay. Because the connection with the viewers is very important. Like, yeah. Porto Galera, yes. Porto Galera. Have you been there? Yeah, it's very nice. There's a lot of really good dive sites in Porto Galera. Yeah, there's Hole in the Wall. Like every dive site in that area has a traffic jam of fish going on underwater. It's the coolest thing. It's like you're in another world and there's amazing coral. It's just so fascinating. There's a whole world that's under us, so that's really cool. Well, when you get a chance to return to Philippines, it's a great place to learn to dive. It's ranked highly in the world. People travel very far just to dive there. It's relatively affordable. I think it's probably probably one of the more affordable places and good places to dive. Like, it's a good combination of value for your money. Yeah, you see more underwater there, and yeah. Your mountains. I like mountains and waterfalls too. Yeah, I got married in Costa Rica, and there are lots of there's a lot of waterfalls there, and the scenery changes. You can drive between the Pacific coast and the Atlantic coast in a couple of hours. So lots of changing landscape. Yeah. Thanks. This is actually Mr. Cook for Fun bought this. It's sort of his, like, a treat in Japan. It's from a popular knife shop in Tokyo that pretty much caters to tourists, and I seldom use it because I'm afraid to break it. So let me use it because I'm gonna pretend I'm a Japanese chef. Rappelling's fun. Yeah. Very good. Awesome. Yeah. Mountaineering. Wow. I did that in Mount Kinabalu, in Kota Kinabalu, which is in Malaysia, on the Sabah side, on the island part of Malaysia. Very, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to cut this into 1/3 so that I have straight parts to work with. I don't know, I'm a little nervous. I'm probably not going to repeat what the chef did because that was intense. He made it look so easy. I don't know. Here goes nothing. Okay. So KK is, that mountain's pretty famous. Yeah. In Southeast Asia. Okay. And person used sticks to guide. Okay. I don't know I have this technique down. I don't know if I have this technique down. Push hard, and you said a towel. Did the towel go under? I think I might skip the towel. Okay. So the chef just unrolled it. I don't think that's gonna happen with me. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll just sort of do the best I can. That's right. But it's just fun. And I think that chef got it 2 millimeters thick. We have like 3 to 4 millimeters thick. Thank you for liking the page. We got a like on the Cook for Fun TV Facebook page. So, okay. I don't even know what I'm doing. The chef just went, wee, and it just turned into a flat cucumber. Who was it? From memory, it said Jan. So it could be someone's real name and not the username. So I don't want to disclose that because I understand that people stay anonymous because that's sort of the mystery behind Twitch. You can be yourself. I don't know your gender, your age. I don't know any demographic about you. So we share in this safe chat community. Yeah. So Okay. I got this right. I totally don't have this. I did cook menudo. I did. I cooked. There's two types. There is a Filipino menudo, and there's also a Mexican one. I did the Mexican one. Yeah, but if you want, I can try the Filipino one. Oh, this. I have chopsticks. I just figure it needed to be kind of heavy so that it wouldn't jiggle, but I don't really know if it's gonna do much. Oh, that's the timer, so I'll turn it off. Okay. I've got chopsticks. Is that really gonna keep it from moving? I mean, I could put a towel under. Okay. Okay, I really don't know. I don't have this. Oh, okay. Ding. Well, in the video that username posted, it was metal sticks that were used, even thinner than chopsticks. I'm not gonna go wee and unroll it. I'll just have to like go slow. It'll be slow motion. You could somehow replay the video in a fast settings. Okay. I don't have this. I totally don't. Stop. Yeah. That was the tapioca for the bubble tea. Okay. Any more tips you got for me? Any skewers? No. I have skewers at my parents' place, not here. I don't have skewers here. No. I don't. I have metal chopsticks at my parents' place too. They only live down the street. Okay, we're gonna make do. I don't have this. These are gonna move. Should I tape them down? Like tape? Okay. Hi, Chameleon S. How are you? Welcome to Cook for Fun TV. And please let us know what country you're tuning in from. We have an international viewership. Towel. Okay, use a towel. The towel goes under the chopsticks. Okay. Towel. Okay. No way. I don't trust these towels. Okay. I just washed this towel mat. It's kind of big. I just washed this towel mat, so it's cleaner. Oh, you're from Marika. Okay. I see that spelled differently. We're casting from Canada. I'm in Markham, Ontario, which is a city that's north of Toronto. Yeah. Okay, this is a towel mat. It provides, I guess, a bit of friction to prevent it from slipping. Like this. Then I'm just gonna go wee and unroll it. Ah, cool. Do you have friends or family in Toronto? We have a really big ethnic population in Toronto, Mississauga. Okay, so that's where the airport's located. Yeah, and my friend's actually there right now. We're meeting up later tonight. We're gonna have Middle Eastern kebabs in the Iranian area of Toronto called Taranto. Yes, Taranto. Yes, in Mississauga. There's a large Indian community there. There's the Punjabis are mainly in Brampton, and there's a lot of Indians in Mississauga. Okay, so I feel like I need to tape down these sticks. Okay, I'm just gonna wing it. Yes, one of the best kebabs that I've ever had is called kubita. It's made of ground beef. Okay, so the chopsticks act as a stopper. Then I'm going to turn it and just unroll it. Ah! Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to squeeze the ends really tight and unroll it. Okay, it's actually working. Squeeze. Uh-oh, I hear some ripping. I have to squeeze. It is working. I do have a little bit of breakage. But I think this cucumber is curvier than the other one I worked with. Ooh. And this towel mat, I think, has a sponge inside, so it's actually not helping to keep the cucumber flat. You can see some breakage. And that's a Hoover. Yeah. And Mr. Cook for Fun is staring intently as well. Whoa! I got some breakage. Okay. Oops. It's a little off. It's a little off. The rolling and cutting need to be done in unison. And I think I'm gonna get, this has a sponge in the middle of it. Okay. I'm gonna wet a paper towel. That's what I'm going to do. And put on the cutting board. Oh, you shouldn't move the knife back. Okay. Okay, just push it forward and roll. Okay. Okay. This is hard. I'm gonna whine and complain. Okay. But no pain, no gain. All right. So I'm just gonna, maybe I'll just start like that. I'll just squeeze and roll. Like that, okay. And I'm not left-handed, so should I go like that and roll it like that? Yeah, I think so. Like they do it fast, you just go wee, and then it turns into, because I can't roll it like this. I have to do that, but that's really awkward. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, don't move the... I have to sort of... Oh. The cucumber shifted. Okay. Ah! Okay. Thanks for the follow, Chameleon. Good thing I have a lot of cucumber to work with. I don't think I could use the rest of this. What am I going to do with these broken pieces? Okay, I'll do something with them. I'll find something to do with them. Yeah, I can't do this anymore. Okay. And this is not even a straight piece. Okay. Okay. I have to get this. This is the last piece. Okay. Roll more. It's kind of start off horizontal and just push the knife forward. Just go like that. It's not sharp enough. I need to do a little bit of chiseling. Like it's not like, I mean, let me test it if it's how sharp it is. Oh, I guess it's pretty sharp. Okay, so just go like that. Okay. Without chiseling it? That's a little hard. I don't know if I can do that. Roll it more. I'm not chiseling it. Oh, I'm doing more rolling and I'm just sort of letting the blade, it just touched the blade. Oh, it is more rolling and less, like my knife isn't, oh, it's working. Yeah, I'm just sort of pulling down on the handle. I'm not really chiseling as much. And then I think that's it because there's no more. It's quite thick. It's quite thick, but it worked. Okay, so it just a slight pushing motion and it was more palm rolling. Wow. It takes very precise coordination. I think the chef like gets the right amount of pressure on the ends of the cucumber to keep it flat, and also manages to roll it at the same time while pressing on the two ends and while steadying the knife in the dominant hand. I think it's just like you hold it and you go like that. I think that's what you do. Okay. But yeah, so the chopsticks were kind of thick, but yeah, that worked. So they didn't all fail. Okay. That's kind of neat. I'm sort of hooked on this. And I guess I have to take out the seeds. Okay. Okay, so I don't know. I'll just take out some of the seeds. I'll take out half of the seeds because I feel like if I take out that entire section of seeds, it'll be so hollow. Like so hollow. Okay. I mean, I might change my mind and take it all out, but okay. So I'll show you the different attempts. So I used the cleaver and I got these funny shapes. Okay. Then I used the chopstick. This was my first try at doing it the way that the Japanese chef does it. My second attempt, I totally broke it. It just broke. And this is my third attempt. Yeah. Okay. Knife skills. I don't have good knife skills. But it takes practice. He's holding the knife in the same position and following the other hand at the same speed. Yeah, there's a lot of coordination. It's done in one motion. Yeah, you can't really think of it as different components. You can't break it down. It's one swift motion, just glide. And like you said, just go wee. Yeah, thank you for your comment about the cleaver. Whoops, they're heavy. But I was very inspired when last week I didn't have any technique last week. I used a different knife and I was just sort of chiseling it and looking back and forth. It's quite hard because your cucumber isn't even. There are parts that are curved or thinner than other parts. So it was hard. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Third attempt is better. Okay. That was more fun than I thought. I was a little Mr. Cook for Fun was a little bit dubious about doing another stream involving cucumber ketone rolls because we did it last week, but I knew that by attempting the cleaver or just trying to improve the skill that you know, it would make for an improved stream. And I was so interested in getting the technique down. Have I ever made Hainanese chicken? No, I haven't. Yesterday in the supermarket, I actually saw a spice pack for Hainanese chicken. So if you're wondering what that is, it's a popular chicken dish that hails from the city of Hainan in China, but it's quite popular in Southeast Asia. It's quite popular in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. There is a big Hainanese Chinese, in Singapore, in Hainanese Hainanese Chinese population in those countries. And so they have brought this dish to those countries. A lot of people there have tried it. It's quite simple. It's a boiled chicken. I believe it's boiled. It's just plain. And there is this nice dipping sauce that has ginger, spring onion, garlic, and oil. And I think the rice is cooked in a chicken broth as well. It's very simple, it's a very simple food, and it's very hearty. It's very hearty, and it's simple, and people like to eat that when they want something healthy. It's relatively healthy when they go out to a food court and there's all these wonderful options and they feel like something less spicy, because a lot of foods in Southeast Asia are spicy, very pungent, lots of chili spice or lots of other spices. And when people want to have something more less spicy, just more natural tasting, they go for the Hainanese chicken option. So I've never made it, but yeah, I should try it because it is popular and quite nice. So yeah, so I see that Winston, my husband put up some baby gates to keep Winston away from, to keep him separated from his friends. I didn't realize that they were afraid of dogs. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what are we doing now? Okay. So it's almost 11. I'm going to boil some water to make our bubble tea for the guests that are arriving shortly. So hold that thought. I'm going to go to the kettle, then come back. Actually, I'll have Mr. Hooker for fun help me out. So when you have a moment, hon, please pass me the kettle. I'll fill with water and put it on the kettle burner, I guess you call it. No, I want you to help me boil water. Okay, so I'm going to fill this with water. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to, and he wants this bottle of water filled, his SodaStream water. I think we're gonna return to the Muhammara. Okay, because hey Chameleon, welcome back. All right, we're gonna return to the Muhammara. We spent a lot of time on the cucumber. So let's check on our roasted peppers. Guess I need the cutting board. Okay. All right, so we burnt our peppers intentionally on the stove top. It took around 20 minutes to blacken the, you saw a little pause. Yeah, Winston is in front of the fridge. Mr. Cook for Fun is there too. And he's sort of hanging out in the kitchen because we've got some friends coming over. And I guess they're afraid of dogs. Not really though. One of them has 2 dogs and the other one doesn't, but yeah. Okay, so We blackened I'm trying to keep this from having to get washed, so I use a plate. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they smell really good. So I roasted them on the stove. Okay. I didn't use any oil. I blackened them so you can see up close. Blackened them, and the skin got all nice and blistery. Took around 20 minutes, but we actually spent half an hour blackening the roasted the peppers. Okay. And then the roasted peppers were put into plastic bags and sealed with a rubber band. And they stayed in the bag they've actually been in there for over an hour. Maybe, yeah. They were in there since maybe 9:45. And they continued cooking in the bag in its own heat. The bag got all steamy, and so they're really soft. You can see they're really, really soft. They're all wrinkly. And I'm gonna peel them. So I'll get my compost bin out. I'm just gonna use my hands and peel them. And I've never done this before. Yeah. Doing for the first time, just for you. And because I guess I'm not afraid, and I don't want people to be afraid to cook. Yeah, everyone can cook. You just gotta try it and not be afraid to make any mistakes, just like what I did with the cucumber. Yeah, and the peel is coming off really easily, like from being on a high heat for a while, and also continuing to cook in the bag. It cooked in its own steam. So I'm doing this ever so slowly and delicately. They're still warm. Yeah, so after I peel them, I'm going to take the seeds out, open them up and take the seeds out. We only need 1 cup of red pepper for this recipe. So I'm going to measure that out. I might not be exact. And I'm going to save some roasted pepper for the ketone sushi. Yeah. Oh, your question. Okay. I've never made this, but it smells really good. I think the heat really releases the fragrance of the roasted pepper. It has a really nice, sweet, tangy smell to it. It's so nice. I've never done this before. Like, it's just, but seeing it on video, seeing it done, it's not so bad. Like, if I had just read the recipe or instructions and not see the visual part about it, I would have been intimidated to just sort of burn the pepper on the stovetop. Because it sounds counterintuitive to cooking. Like, I'm intentionally burning this red pepper. It just sounds weird. It sounds weird to do that, but it's the right way to do it. Look at that. Roasted pepper. So the skins have been removed here. I'm just continuing off with the rest, and it just comes off so easily. It would be almost impossible to peel a red pepper that hasn't been roasted. Just like get a raw pepper and start peeling it. I don't think you can do that. You could, but you'd take a lot of the flesh with you. Yeah, so it comes off so nicely. The roasting, separates the peel from the flesh. And Gaily Gal's comment. So on my Twitter page, if you hit !social, you'll get our social media links. I posted roast pork belly. This is Chinese barbecue roast pork belly, and the crackling is so amazing. I really want to learn how to make that. I had pork roast, a real pork roast at a barbecue a couple weeks ago, where the entire hog was on a spit and was rotating for 8 or more hours, and the crackling was so chewy, couldn't actually eat too much of it. Like it was like rubber. You couldn't eat it. But this roasted pork. So that's an entire peeled one. Yeah. Ooh, it's drippy. Yeah. Okay, and I'll do the other one. Then I'll have to open it up and take the seeds out as well. I'm so excited. I've never done this before. Yeah. And the crackling is crunchy, crispy. It goes really nice with the juicy pork belly and all the fat. We fed some to Winston yesterday. I think it didn't process very well in his belly. He woke up in the middle of the night twice to go out to the washroom. Yeah, poor thing. Yeah, so we know next time. Yeah, as much as we love him, we have to control what we give to him because his body is not meant for human food. So Chutoy cooked ground beef with diced potatoes inside those big, oh yeah. So you stuffed the peppers with ground beef. I would assume you probably cooked this ground beef first, maybe, and seasoned it and then stuffed it, and just ate it like that, right? Just cut them up into quarters or in half and just eat it. Yum. Yeah, like I just want to eat this. But that'll be for another time. We're going to use it for our Muhammara recipe, which is a Syrian recipe for a roasted red pepper and walnut spread, or I guess dip. Yeah. There's also pomegranate molasses in this recipe. And that's used in a very popular Persian dish called fezanjan. Like it's a chicken dish that is, I guess, stewing in this walnut gravy with pomegranate molasses. So pomegranate molasses is pomegranate juice that has been reduced to a syrup. So it's thick and it's tart. It kind of resembles cranberry. Kind of. It's not too off, but it is different. It's just got more of that pomegranate taste. But I would imagine using that as a substitute, or even black currant syrup. Yeah, these would be amazing stuffed. I'm so excited. I've never made this before, roasted pepper, and it's so easy on a stovetop, and you control it. You can see what's happening. Whereas if you put it in the oven, it's kind of like you have to check it. Is it gonna burn? I like when I can see my cooking. So I'm not too experienced. Like I do oven cooking, but it's always trial and error, just sort of hoping that it's not overcooked or undercooked. I don't know. I like when you can see what you're cooking and monitor it, and taste as you go. I like that. But it's definitely a skill to improve my baking skills. Like I've done some baking for the stream. I've made cakes and pies before. Yeah. It's very gooey. It's very soft. Like my hands are all, it's all juicy it's kind of slimy. Yeah. I think I got all the peel off. Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands gently. Okay. So Gaily Gal is saying, yeah, maybe the crackling was too oily, maybe. Yeah. He's normally okay. The pork belly is quite fatty, so that could have been why. I'll just use my cleaver as my handy cleaver. Okay, we're just gonna open these up. And I'm gonna get my hands in there again and take out the seeds. Okay. Yeah. Take out the seeds. So I did previously on another stream, I made homemade pasta bow ties with red pepper, and sausage. And the red peppers weren't roasted; they were just sort of stir fried. There's liquids. I wonder if I keep those. I might keep those liquids because we have to add some oil to the dipping sauce. But I have a feeling that the food processor will need a bit more liquid to help blend everything. So I'll keep some of that juiced in the bowl. Just take out the seeds. I can sort of flip the pepper inside out. It's so funny. It's funny. I'm so hungry. My stomach is growling. One time I was working and I was hungry and my stomach was growling, and it sounded like Winston was growling. It was funny. I was like, every time my stomach would growl, I would check if Winston's around, but then I would remind myself, no, that's my stomach. Oh, thank you, Gaily Gal. Yeah, it was fun. The bow tie pasta. Our pasta machine was squeaking, and it still is. I haven't tried to fix that yet. Yeah. I'm just picking seeds out right now. So I actually saved the seeds from the peppers used in that stream and planted them. They're growing outside. But they're not growing that much. They're like about this high, 2 to 3 inches high. Our tomato plants are around 3 feet high. So, yeah. But I hope that they become healthy plants and bear fruit or bear peppers, because those were really good peppers. Those were a dark red. I tried to find the most ripe peppers I could, but the peppers used on that stream were really, really ripe, and they were like a nice wine red. They were like a rich dark red, really delicious. So that's why I saved the seeds in an attempt to grow them. Okay, and one more to deseed. Yeah, okay. I should post some pics. I posted pics of our garden, but now the vegetables have grown more since the last time I posted photos. Our peas, we have some peas that are sugar snap peas or Alaska peas that are quite high. They're maybe a meter high. Yeah. And they're crawling up the fence. Yeah. It smells very nice. Yeah. I can't believe how easy it was to do that. I'm going to try Chew Toys stuffed roasted peppers. Open it up, stuff it with some ground beef. Hi there, G13 Hayes. How you doing? Welcome to Cook for Fun TV, and let us know what country you're tuning in from. And to answer your question, the flags on the screen represent countries that viewers have tuned in from since our show started. So we have an international viewership. People in our stream today are from, I'm from Canada, there's US, there's Norway, there's also representation from Southeast Asia as well. So, and we've had viewers from other countries too, hence the different flags. I think last week we just added Portugal and Japan. Yep, they're showing up. So, yeah, so let us know where you're from. And we are working on a Syrian dish, which is Muhammara. a walnut and roasted red pepper spread. It's got pomegranate molasses. So here's all my peppers. I only need 1 cup, so that's probably a generous, maybe I'll use 1.25 peppers. That'll be our 1 cup of peppers. Okay, great. And I believe your flag is up there. If it's not, I'll make sure it's up there after the stream. Yeah. And I did make Swedish meatballs before. Yeah, we had a viewer from Sweden, and we made meatballs in a cream sauce, and that was a lot of fun. And that viewers taught me a technique that his grandma or mother explained, where you roll it in a snowball formation so that you can help to eliminate the cracks in the balls so that you have a nicely formed meatballs. So yeah, but I know that there's plenty of other foods in addition to meatballs made in Sweden. But that was what we featured for that stream. That was a long time ago. That might have been in January, that stream. Okay, so this is approximately 1 cup of roasted pepper, and I'm gonna just look at my cheat sheet, my recipe. And we have our walnuts. They're toasted, they're over toasted. They're burnt. They're half burnt, but we'll still use them. Yep, and okay, I'm gonna put these extra roasted peppers on. I'm gonna wash my hands, dry up the space. Here we have a bit of dripping pepper juice, roasted pepper juice. Okay, and everything's pretty much gonna go in the blender. I'm going to use the bullet. I like using that. It's just handy, it's small, and I'm going to just do it in half, a half portion at a time, and just mix everything. Or you know what? I'll blend each ingredient individually and then just mix it in a mixing bowl. So let me get a bowl. Wow, I'm gonna get our bowl. I'm gonna wipe some of this pepper juice on the counter. I can move our compost. It's not very pretty anyways. Get the trash out of your camera view. Okay. So just to recap what we have in our recipe, we have roasted pepper. We've got one and a quarter cup of walnut. They're over toasted, a bit burnt, but we're gonna go with it. Yeah. I sort of feel bad about burning them. Some breadcrumbs. So this is against Mr. Cook for Fun's ketogenic diet. If you're newly tuned in, our recipes today are pretty much low carb. Yeah, Mr. Cook for Fun's on this diet. I didn't mean to repeat the recipe from last week, the sushi recipe, but I really wanted to perfect the sushi the cucumber unrolling technique. So it was very ad hoc last week, so I think we're getting better. Practice makes perfect, but I was really inspired by username's suggestion of using the cleaver to unroll the sushi. And we also have garlic in this recipe. Garlic, okay. Lemon, which I have soaking in water. So apparently when you soak lemon in water, it's supposed to, by osmosis, increase the juiciness of the lemon. So I have it soaking in water. I don't really know if it does that. Yeah. I don't know how much more juicier your lemon gets. We have pomegranate molasses, okay? And I bought this in the Iranian or Persian neighborhood of Toronto. It's basically pomegranate juice that has been reduced to a syrup. So it's very thick. It's pure pomegranate molasses, okay? And the combination of walnut and pomegranate is really, really good. We've done a couple of streams on our show that feature this Persian dish called pheasantjan chicken. It's a chicken that is stewing in a walnut pomegranate paste. It's so good. We did this by viewers' request. One of our viewers requested it, and then my family requested it again for one of our family dinners. So the combination of pomegranate and walnut is really good together. I think with the roasted pepper, I'm so excited. One of our viewers requested this Muhammara recipe, said it's one of the best dishes he's ever tried before. He is a chef, an actual chef for the last decade, a pastry chef, and now he sort of specializes in meats and sausages and butchering and different cuts, working with different cuts of meat. And what else is in there? Salt, which I have. So salt, pepper. The recipe calls for cayenne pepper. We're gonna use some homemade chili pepper. It's been infused with different spices: star anise, cloves, cinnamon, ginger, garlic. We're gonna use this instead of just plain pepper flakes, and some cumin, a bit of cumin. Yeah. What else? I think we're good. And olive oil. Some olive oil, which I have stored in a sriracha bottle because I find it handy. You can really control the amount of oil very well with the sriracha boil. You just squirt it and it doesn't leak. It doesn't drip down the sides. I often get leakage when I use regular oil bottles, so I quite like this. I like to save the sriracha bottle, and I find with my soy sauce, I always get drippage down the sides of my bottles. So we have another sriracha bottle. I'm going to use it for soy sauce, for filling soy sauce with. Okay, and just catching up in the chat. Okay, I think we've got wax too on, so maybe it's not going to work. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, some coffee. Okay. All right, so let's use our, I'm going to, rather than process everything at the same time, I'm going to do ingredients individually. Well, actually, no. I'm going to mix some walnut with some pepper because the walnut's a bit dry to blend on its own, and the pepper is juicy, so I'll do that. So I'll do a little bit at a time. I'll get a spatula. I'll get a bright pink spatula. Yeah, you should do that. What's that? Oh, somebody's calling on Viber. That's funny. Mr. Cook for Fun has a desktop Viber, and it rang. Okay, so I think one of our guests is here. So I'm gonna get some tea bags because I promised to make some bubble tea. So I'll get some cups and tea bags. Our first guest is here. I'll try to get these people on camera, but I don't know if that's gonna happen, so we'll see. Oh, okay, nobody's here. That was just a phone call, nobody's here, so, okay, but I'll just be ready, get 4 cups ready. All right. Okay, we'll continue on with our Muhammara. Okay. And I love using the Magic Bullet. Yeah, they sell it at Walmart. Yeah. It's a nice size. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Cook for Fun, you need anything? Okay. Oh, he's apologizing for the Viber phone ringing on the computer. No problem. We're all cool here. Okay, so I'm gonna just start with like half of the walnut. Yeah. Oh, it's over roasted. A little burnt. Okay. Half of it. Thanks so much for the follow. I see Ghost at the end. In Yan Ghost. And please let us know what country you're tuning in from, and welcome to our show. Thanks so much for the follow, G12 Hayes. Okay. I'm just using chopsticks so that my fingers don't get gooey from the red pepper. I'm blocking it with this bowl. Okay. So this is a juicy red pepper going in there. I'm going to pour a bit of that to juice in because liquid helps to get the processor going. And I promise I'm going to mute the mic once I turn on the bullet because it's gonna burst your eardrums. I often cover my ears too while it's on. Okay. Oops. Okay. Plug it in. Oops. Everything. Hi, what did you miss? I think you didn't miss much. I was peeling the red peppers when you were still around, talking about that dish you make with ground beef. And I got all the ingredients out and read out what we need for this Muhammara. You can hit !recipe to see what the ingredients are. But the basic ingredients are roasted pepper, walnut, and pomegranate molasses, which I think you can substitute with cranberry syrup or black currant syrup, something very, very sweet and tart to get that flavor. Because we don't use too much of it. We use 2 teaspoons of it, but it's nice. I might actually use more. It's really, really nice. It goes so well with walnut. Walnut and pomegranate is such a good combination. And the other spices are salt, black pepper, chili, and breadcrumbs and cumin. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you guys. I'm gonna say folks. I was sort of reading on Facebook about, guys. It's kind of, you guys sort of, it refers to people, but guys are dudes, right? Like I want to be gender neutral, so I'm gonna mute it for you folks. That's the new lingo. Okay, I'm gonna mute. Oh, the other mod that I was C4F, I like that. I was referring to as gunsmith. Yeah, gunsmith cat. So here's our red pepper. Ooh. So ground walnut releases this nice aroma, this fragrance, like roasted walnuts, roasted sesame. If you're making tahini or hummus, when you grind up the nuts, get this nice aroma. I'm actually gonna taste them because it smells so good, and the peppers smell good too. It's so good. I haven't even finished combining the ingredients, and it's so good. Oh, okay. I'm excited to. Wow, I can just eat it like that. It's so good. The walnut and the roasted pepper. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump it out and make room for the other half of the walnut. Okay, what to call me? Yeah, I get that question. So I stay anonymous because that's sort of the beauty of Twitch. We're all usernames there. We're not, we've got a different persona online. And you can call me Fun. Cook for Fun. You can call me Fun. Like, hey, Fun. Or you can call me Cook for Fun. Or you can call me, I think Gaily Gal calls me Madame C. One of our mods, not on today, calls me Marie with an accent aigu on the E. Yeah. I'm gonna lick this. C for F. Yum. So good. Okay, put the rest in. I'm gonna remember to mute. And cooking for noobs. I watched her once when she was slacklining, and I was inspired. She was slacklining instead of cooking. And so I put up a slackline video too. So it's in my archive videos, my slacklining, because I'm so passionate about slacklining. I think it's probably one of my most favorite things to do. I like cooking a lot. I also love slacklining. It's a sport that resembles tightrope walking, except that instead of a tightrope, the line is usually polyester or nylon webbing. It's climber's material, and it is rigged using some carabiners and line lockers, like some climbing gear, to get it nice and tight. And you just try to walk on it, you try to pose on it, you try to jump on it. And the Slackline brothers gave this gave it this nice term. It's called moving meditation. It's like being elevated above ground and just trying to walk, trying to stand, pose. It's quite meditative. You have to focus a lot, so it's very therapeutic. One of my passions in life is slacklining. So I put up a stream. It didn't go too well because I was at my parents' place, because that's where my slackline anchors are. I actually had my parents, when the fencing contractors came over, I had them dig 4 feet deep holes in the ground. We filled it with cement and a chain so that I can anchor my slackline in. So that's done at their place. They're just down the street, and their internet signal isn't very strong. And when we had the stream outside, it was just picking up the signal from the inside, and it was really choppy. So that didn't work out too well, unfortunately, but I had so much fun. That's funny. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to mute it again while I use the bullet.